I asked 8 different Zelda tubers their favorite champions and stages, and boy, do they have some wild takes. From the simplest to the most extraordinaire, let's get started. But before we do, please make sure to like, subscribe, and enjoy. And also ignore the change of font. Aiden versus Mipha.
Who is the better Zora?
Aiden, the younger brother of Mipha, has had his ups and downs. He had a very troubling life since Mipha had passed away, but that didn't bring him down. He stood up and fought to take Water by Ganon down, and even trusted Link the moment he arrived when the others didn't.
Now let's talk about Mipha, particularly her ability, because it is by far the best to me, because you can revive yourself. And if you don't want to waste fairies or any of that, and you're low on hearts and food, then you can just kill yourself and regain all your hearts, and I feel like that just adds a lot to the game, makes it way more easier. Also, it's just fun and awesome. Also, about her story is awesome because she actually liked Link, and that adds a lot of story to the entire series, and it shows a love in Link that no one really expected.
While Sidon is a prince and scrumptious according to Sir Prisma,
Mipha was helping out a lot more, being the princess of the Zora. That's my opinion, but who do you think is the better Zora?
Sidon versus Kia.
Who is the better Zora?
While Sidon isn't in Age of Imprisonment, he still is a sage, and I personally think he's one of the better sages. After the events in Breath of the Wild, there's a new upheaval, and that's when Sidon awakens as the Sage of Water. But overall, Sidon has seen extreme growth over the past 5 years.
Kia is an incredibly strong Zora warrior. She has some incredible attack combos in game, and while wielding the light skill tridents, I just find her incredibly easy and smooth to control. The amount of distance her attacks are able to cover is an immense help, especially in a game like Age of Imprisonment. Overall, Kia's outstanding moveset and effortless controls make her one of the greatest threats in battle.
While Sidon is related to both a champion and a sage,
Kia, the Sage of Water, takes the throne as the Queen of the Zora after her father's death.
does inherited strength beat a narwhal horn?
Who do you think is the stronger Zora?
Yunobo versus Daruk.
Who is the stronger Goron?
Yunobo starts off as a very cowardly figure, but grows into a nice strong Goro. While he is Daruk's grandson, he doesn't exactly take after him. That doesn't stop him though. He tosses his fears aside and helps Link get to Varudanya.
Daruk's protection is legitimately awesome and is severely overhated. First of all, it's not a skill issue. Unless you're literally nailing every flurry, rush, and parry attack, you have a use for this. It always gives you something to fall back on, functioning as a set of training wheels for newer players, and provides an extra layer of reassurance when veteran players are overwhelmed. On top of enemy defense, it also protects Link from fall damage, which definitely comes in handy. So while Daruk's defense might not be the best champion ability, it certainly is not one to be forgotten or dismissed. Despite what people say, Daruk really isn't as bad as he seems,
But Yunobo grew up and tossed his fears aside. Does Big Heart outshine Earned Courage?
Who do you think is the strongest Goron?
Yunobo versus Agrestone.
Who is the better Goron?
At the start of Tears of the Kingdom, Yunobo isn't who he really is. Both him and the other Gorons become hypnotized by the marble rock roast, made by marbled Goma. But once you make him wake up, you go to the Fire Temple and become the Sage of Fire. I think Yunobo still had to learn a bit before he could become the Sage of Fire.
Agrestone is a brilliant example of how a Goron should be. He is brave, intelligent, and very fun to play as in Age of Imprisonment. He moves slowly and has some of the most powerful attacks out of all the characters. Overall, he is a refreshing take on the Gorons in the Wild era.
While Yunobo has energy and goodwill,
Agrestone symbolizes power, strength, and courage.
does a rock beat another rock?
Who do you think is the stronger Goron?
Ebba versus Rivali.
Who is the better Rito?
Ebba, Tulin's father, is very arrogant, probably more arrogant than Rivali. At first, he seems very selfish and independent, but later on, you realize he's just trying to save his kind. As he trusts you, he's actually one of the best Rito. He works hard and cares for the people he loves. Overall, Ebba has one of the best character arcs in Breath of the Wild.
I am not afraid to hide how much I love Rivali. And no, it's not unnecessary glaze. This dude is a machine. All the other champions got their powers from the ancient sages in Tears of the Kingdom, but my boy worked from nothing. He developed his own technique and learned to master it by himself. Sure, he was off-putting. However, I'd say his anger is kind of similar to Zelda, the pressure to upheave their potential.
While Teba is pretty much spot on with his archery,
Rivali is skilled and experienced.
is an arrogant archer superior to a prideful Rito?
But who do you think is the stronger Rito?
Tulin versus Rafika.
Who is the better Rito?
From Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, Tulin has seen some extreme growth, probably the most growth out of the sages. His ability can never go wrong. I mean, which other character headshots so very often? Keep in mind this isn't glazing, it's just that he doesn't have any cons. Well... yeah.
Between Tulin and Rafika, I definitely pick Rafika. The reason for this is simple. Rafika just has a lot more feats. Yeah, Tulin was pretty helpful in Tears of the Kingdom, but guess who called Tulin to do everything he did? Rafika. Rafika had also served the Rito for what seemed to be quite a while based off Age of Imprisonment, and he was a key asset in both the lead up to and the actual imprisoning war as well. He's just a more experienced and impressive character.
While Tulin is great at archery and a kind child,
Rafika is an experienced and well-known Rito leader.
does a headshotter overpower an experienced leader?
Who do you think is the better Rito?
Urbosa versus Riju.
Who is the better Gerudo?
Urbosa, champion of Naboris, is great with electrical attacks. She's a good leader and cares for her people. And even with the Hika clan trying to kill the Gerudo, she just doesn't let that happen. While Riju is a leader after Urbosa's death, she was only about 12. I feel like you're a true leader after 18, but that's just me.
Raiju is one of my favorite characters, and here's why. In Breath of the Wild, she was just a young girl that leaned on Bullaria for guidance. In Tears of the Kingdom, she has matured into a leader who fights with her woman. Raiju is a perfect example on how a queen should balance personal growth and leadership. Raiju is not of the faint-hearted.
While Urbosa is a fierce and powerful leader,
From her insecurities to leading a whole tribe, Raiju is one of the best characters.
does a strong, caring leader overpower a confident child?
Who do you think is the stronger Gerudo?
Artie versus Riju.
Who is the better Gerudo?
Artie was a follower of Ganondorf until he betrayed her and her followers. Artie is a strong, confident Gerudo and later the Sage of Lightning. He specializes in electrical attacks, just like any other Gerudo. Had it not been for Artie, who knows what would have happened.
I like Riju better than Artie because of her character development. When you first meet her in Breath of the Wild, she just feels like some random kid trying to make a difference. But that doesn't last. Despite her inexperience, she grows into a brave warrior and a true leader. She feels like a genuine friend to Link and to the player. Riju doesn't exactly hold your hand, she stands by your side.
Artie is a strong Gerudo.
But Riju has a better character development and feels more like a friend to the player.
Does a strong Gerudo overtake her will?
Who do you think is the stronger Gerudo?